Hello, in this video, I would like to show you how to calculate mean, median, and mode using Excel. So let's get started. To be able to download our data, please go to our class Blackboard and under 1.5 measures of central tendency, you should be able to see the CSV file 5 serial data.csv. Click on these three little dots to download the original file. And what I would like to do now is to create a Excel version of this CSV file. So I just go to our downloads and click on this data file. And then once you double click on the data file, you should be able to see the file like this. And I will click on save as because we cannot make any calculations on CSV files. First, I need to convert it to Excel file, save as. And here, what I would like to do is I would like to save this file as an Excel file. Save. So now I can make changes on this file. Top left corner, when you see this little triangle, you can click on it to select the entire worksheet. Between any two letters, when you see this symbol, you can double click to adjust the width. And here you can see there are different types of cereals, and these are manufacturers. And whether it's cold or hot serve, and calories per serving, proteins per serving, fat, sodium, fiber, carbohydrates, sugar, potassium, vitamins, shelf, whether it's in top shelf or bottom shelf, and so on, or middle shelf, weight of the serving cups, and then rating score, whether it's a good one or not that good. So now what I would like to do is calculate some values to represent this data set easier. So let me just click over here, right click on number one letter, and I will click on insert to create a row. And I would like to create another one, right click, insert, again, right click, insert. So now what I would like to start with is the mean. So I will just click here, A1, Control B to bold it and calculate mean or average. And then second row, I would like to do median, which is the middle value, and click on it, Control B to bold it, and then mode, which is the most repeated number. Click on it, Control B to bold it. So let's start with the mean. So mean is a value where it doesn't make any sense to use on the categorical values. So I need to use that in the quantitative values like calories. So what I can do is equal to average function Excel, and then go to D5, Control Shift down arrow to select the entire column, Control Shift down, and press Enter. So you can see the average calories here is 106 calories. I don't care about decimals much, so you can under Home tab click on decrease decimal, right? 107. So now I can drag this formula all the way, except I wouldn't do it for the shelf because shelf you can take the average shelf, okay, because that's more like categorical variable as well. So I just drag it. You can drag it all the way, and then you can just delete the categorical one. Click on the shelf column and press delete. Okay. So you can see the average values for each of these columns. Next thing I would like to do is calculate the median for the same values. Again, median, you could use it for only quantitative values here. So what I'm gonna do is type median, and I will click on this D5 and Control Shift down arrow, Control Shift down arrow, press enter. So you can see the median here, right down corner, black cross, drag it all the way. And again, column M, it doesn't make any sense. So for example, median score for the column P, which is rating, is 40, and mean score is 43. And you can see sugar amount is very similar. Um, the biggest discrepancy I see is sodium amounts, because I guess the sodium amounts here is there are some outliers, like 15, for example, is an outlier that impacts median more. Um, and then finally, I will calculate the mode, which is a little bit more complicated because we cannot use just the mode function if we are dealing with categorical data. And in general, mode is more valuable to see what's the most commonly occurring categorical value. So what I would like to do is I will index mode match function. So let's start with the index function. Index function. And then here it's asking me the array. The array is right underneath this manufacturing, all these companies. Control Shift down arrow, select the entire column, and then scroll up. So I would like to index that, and I would like to calculate the mode values for this column. But here, what I need to do is use a match function. I know this is a little bit complicated. You don't need to really fully understand this as long as you know how to use it. So match function, I would like to look at the value of this match function from the same array. Control Shift down arrow, comma. And then I will look at the array, which is right here, same array. And then I would like to use exact match. So, and then I will close the parentheses for the match function. I will close the parentheses for mode function. I will close the parentheses for index function. And then if you press enter, you should be able to get the mode, which is the most common observation in this column is Kellogg's. So what's happened? Again, high level. You don't need to know everything here, but just know high level what's going on. So basically, zero makes sure that it's exact match. It's not like similar, it has to be exactly identical. And the match function, what it does is it looks up the array and look at the value, meaning that it looks at the unique values here and put them in index number, like what row number did Excel see that specific manufacturer, and then calculate the modes based on those index numbers and which one happens most often, and then in terms of number, and then index function converts that number back to the name of the manufacturer. Again, zero means here exact match we want for these names. This match function, what it does is converts all this words into numbers and shows like those numbers where do they occur. Mode function, it counts them to find the most occurred number, and then index function converts those numbers back to the letters so that we can see which manufacturer occurred in this data set most often. So you can see Kellogg's is the most common one, and Control C. So I want to do the same thing for column C for type. You can see cold happened most commonly, and I want to do the same thing, Control C on the cold to copy, and do the same thing for shelf. And most common shelf is shelf number 3. That's it for this video. Until next video, enjoy business analytics.